Hi, I'm Jason Johnston. I'm an instructional designer here at the University of Kentucky in the College of Social Work. And today we're going to look at how to start and manage a Zoom meeting. So we'll start first by going to the specific website that we're going to use for our institution. This will be different for your institution if you're at a different school, but here it is uky.zoom.us. And you can go ahead and log in, use the login on the far right. Here at UK, using your link blue ID, sign in. It brings you to a main page here. You can click on profile. I have set this up beforehand, and we're not going to look at that today, but set up the profile, pretty straightforward. Also the meeting settings I won't be looking at today, but those you may need to look at depending on what exactly that you want to accomplish. But right now what we're going to look at is how to schedule and manage a meeting. So we're going to schedule first a meeting here. Click on schedule. We're going to call this something. I'm just going to call it Zoom Demo. You can set it for a time if you want to start at a specific time. Interestingly, you can always start it before this time if you want to, but this is typically the way that it's going to be set up. You can set it for a time and a duration and a time zone. Or you can set it up as a recurring meeting. A recurring meeting doesn't have those time limitations, and it's something that you could use over and over again if you're doing virtual office hours or something along that lines. Right now I'm just going to set it up here for recurring meeting just for simplicity. I'm going to allow the host to be videoed, participants to have video on, and allow for any kind of audio options. And typically we're going to look at people wanting to video in, but just in case they can't, that way that they can call in as well. In this case, I'm not going to require a meeting password, but you could put that on there if you wanted to limit the people that were going to join your meeting. And then I'm also going to enable join before host. This is just in case that somebody comes before you have started the meeting, then it does allow them to arrive there first. I am going to select on mute participants upon entry, and this is probably a pretty good idea. And this just means that when the participants come in, you don't get a lot of feedback and so on. It allows them to unmute themselves, or you can unmute them as they come in. My personal meeting ID is this one right here, and that's unique to each user in Zoom. But in this case, I'm not going to use it. I'm going to schedule it, and it will set up a new meeting ID just for this meeting, which is recommended. I'm going to click on schedule. Gives me a few more options now. I could add it to a calendar if I wanted to. I could change any of these kind of editing options if I clicked on edit. But most importantly, I have my join URL right down here. I can copy the invitation over on the right, and that will give me a nice little introduction here to my meeting invitation. I'm going to select it all. I'm going to do Control-C to copy it. And then right now I'm going to send that to my participants and let them join the meeting. When that has been sent and I'm ready to start the meeting, all I need to do is click Start Meeting up here on the right hand side. If this is your first time launching Zoom, you may get another dialog box that asks you to launch the application or download some software and then launch it, and that will be okay. And just leave that to remember my choice for all links of this type, and then it will launch you into Zoom. So let's take a look at what things will look like in Zoom. So when you launch the Zoom meeting, this is what you get here. You'll have a number of windows that'll pop up. One of the first will be, how do you want to join the audio conference? And typically you can test, but typically you're just going to join conference by computer. And here we have our other participants coming in. I'm going to start my video down here at the bottom as well so I can come in. As you can see, they're automatically muted. They can either unmute themselves, or I can actually unmute them for them if I would like to manage these participants. Over here on the right hand side, you'll see that we have some other controls that we can have. We can turn off some videos if we want to for the other participants, or we can unmute them here. So let's unmute both of them. Hey, how's it going, Gary? Hello, Jordan. Jordan, who's that handsome fellow behind? Oh, it's me. Look at that. That's weird. You saw what I did there, didn't you? Okay. Thanks, guys. So, well, that was a gallery view. This is a speaker view. So whoever speaks then is the one that will come up automatically on the front. So let's try this, and we'll see if these guys will pop up here. Gary, what do you have to say today? Jordan, what's a good word?
A good word. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Is that right?
Something like that. That's good. Okay.
Are you working?
Yep, that's working. You're going to get a little echo with Jordan because he's in the same room that I am as we're testing this out. Let me show you a couple of other things here. I'm going to switch back to the gallery view. And under invite, we could invite some more people if we wanted to, by instant messenger or by email. Under manage participation, I showed you that over the side here, where we could mute them or turn off their microphone or their headphones, or their speakers. There's also a more where we can switch them over to Spotlight on their video specifically. You could make them a host or co-host, allow them to record, rename them, or put them on hold. If there's somebody that you just want to say, hold on just a second, we're not going to start the meeting yet, you could put them on hold or remove them from the meeting altogether. You can also see here that we have a polls button. This is something you'd have to set up ahead of time, but if you clicked on here, it would take you back to your Zoom meeting and allow you to add a poll on. So let's try it. Give everybody a single choice. We'll say, okay, great, bad. We're going to save that. You can see now we've got our poll there. And then when we go back to our meeting, so this is where you could launch a poll if you wanted to. Then share screen. This is where you could actually share whatever screen that it is that you're working on. If you wanted to share a PowerPoint, or if you wanted to share what you were doing on the computer or a video or whatever, you could click on the screen and then share whatever desktop. There's also a whiteboard in here which you could share, and from the whiteboard you can draw whatever you wanted to and allow the others to see it. And once you click out of there, you go back to your default view. Let's look at the chat here. It looks like we've already got a chat notification. We can click on here. Jordan, mute. It is cutting Jason out. Oh, gotcha. In the preferences, I have disabled private chat, so every chat goes to everywhere, or everyone, and that's probably the best thing to do in a teaching situation anyways. You don't need any more probably modes of distraction and communication on that way. And then you have a record button here as well. And the record button will allow you to record everything that you have going on in just basically what happens in the Zoom meeting itself. It will record. It records it locally onto your computer, so it goes right onto whatever computer you're working on and allows you to record it there. And then you can access it later if you wish, and that's a good idea for sharing whatever it is you want with students later on. But let's look at the breakout rooms while we've got these fine fellows helping us out here. If we click on breakout room, you can split people into smaller rooms and then bring them back in again. So we could assign 2 participants to a room automatically or manually. We don't have that many participants really that necessitates doing this, but we're going to go on manual so I can create a room, and you can see how this works. So I'm going to assign, in this case, I'm going to assign both these guys into that first breakout room, even though I have a second one with nobody in it. And then click on Open All Rooms. These guys should see, are you seeing an invitation to a breakout room now? Yep, so they're going to leave us and join the other breakout room. So now we can see that they're in this breakout room number 1 and they've lost our main screen. You would see that for various other breakout rooms. If you want to join them as a teacher or pop into different rooms, you could do that by clicking on the Join Breakout Room. And now I've popped into their breakout room. I'm going to leave the breakout room, but you guys stay in so I can show them what will happen. I'm going to return to the main session. And then if I go back to my breakout rooms here, you can see that they're still in there. And once I can give them a little message and say, time is about up, which they should see in their breakout rooms. And then when I close rooms, it will give us a little bit of an option here. All breakout rooms will close in 50 whatever seconds. They can choose at that point to kick out of the breakout rooms if they want to, or they will automatically be kicked out once the breakout rooms close. So now they've put themselves out of the rooms. So that breakout room is now done, and we could recreate. We could add them back in if we wanted to, or for now just kind of close out here. And that's what we have. So that is the basic setting up of a meeting, and I'll just show you the ending the meeting here. There's a couple different ways to end. You can click on end meeting and I'll get a couple options. I could end meeting for all, meaning that everybody will get kicked out as soon as I click this, or I could just leave the meeting myself if they would like to continue to meet. What do you think, guys? Are we done? Have we accomplished all that we need to today in the Zoom meeting room? Yes? Okay. Thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for your help. And let's end the meeting for all. And the last thing that I want to show you is that with your Zoom account, you get this extra window here that allows you to control. I don't use this too much, at least haven't so far, but it does allow you to control starting without a video. You can start a meeting from here. You can join another meeting from here if you want to, and you can schedule a meeting as well from here, as well as look at any meetings that are upcoming, look at your contacts, and chat with people that are part of Zoom. Hopefully that was helpful to you. Please comment below if you have any questions, and contact me, particularly if you're here at UK and you need any help in setting up your first Zoom meeting room or your account. Thanks so much.